G'day THY crew, Lee Manutzi here, and just a quick prelude to this episode. As of January 2017, I have decided to launch a new project called THY TV, which will be a YouTube video series designed as an extension of thehiddenwhy.com and the Hidden Why podcast to have further reach and impact on helping others live their life more fully, to helping others live life with greater passion and purpose, and certainly assisting others in taking more purposeful action towards living a life that is truly their own. If you're a regular listener to the show, I would love to hear from you and have your input as to what you would like to see in such a series. You can email me at thehiddenwhyguy@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you guys and get your feedback and support for this new project. Enjoy today's show. There is only one excuse for a speaker's asking the attention of his audience. He must have either truth or entertainment for them. That is a quote by Dale Carnegie. This is episode 247 on the Hidden Why podcast, my book reflections. Yeah, baby.
You're listening to The Hidden Why with your host, Lee.
Yoo-hoo! Hey! How are you going? G'day, crew. My crazy little intro. My name's Lee Manutzi, the host of the show. I'm the Hidden Why guy, helping people to discover their why, to really walk a path that's more truly their own, to live their own journey, and in that process, really living with greater freedom, fulfillment, and happiness, and walking towards something that's more their own too. It's powerful stuff, guys. Every week on Friday, I bring a new book to the table to review and reflect upon and give you my thoughts about the book, about the topic, and also give you a little bit of a review about the book and whether it's important or a good one for you to read. Today's book is certainly one that's for anyone that likes speaking, anyone that's thought about becoming a public speaker or just wants to get better at communication skills in general, because that's what speaking and giving presentations can do. It can help raise your confidence. It can help grow your ability to communicate in settings. There's impromptu speaking, there's presentation speaking. I don't really know all the terminology, to be honest. I just do it and enjoy it. But, certainly if you love speaking, join the Toastmasters Club. It's the best thing I did. And certainly, you find the right group. It's just a great process. They've really got it down and really helps you just get out of your comfort zone and just deliver. And, for me, it's helped me in many ways, just become a better communicator. I'm still not the best communicator, but I'm better, and I just love it. I just find it really uplifting. So, guys, check it out. If you love speaking, you'll love this book. The book is by Dale Carnegie. So you probably know of Dale from his work, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book is called The Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking. So guys, enjoy this one. I'll leave it to you. Make sure you share it in your network if you love it, and connect with me at thehiddenwhy.com. Guys, enjoy the show. We'll talk at the other end. Thank you.
This is The Hidden Why, discussing ideas and thoughts on living life with passion and finding your hidden why, your reason, your purpose.
G'day gang, welcome to my book reflection. This week I am bringing you a little gem, a cracker that I found in the dusty archives of a garage sale actually. An old gentleman was getting rid of his book collections, he was downsizing, and I picked up this book and had a read and just loved it. It is called The Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking by Dale Carnegie. Now I have written a blog post on this which I'll publish up there. And I'm not going to talk really through that in too much detail, because it's really not about the book and what I benefited from the book at all. It's more about my experiences with public speaking. So I just want to talk about speaking first of all. And if you can think of one of the top 10 fears that you might have, for most of us, public speaking is up there in that realm. For me, I am the most unlikely person that you would have ever thought would be such a passionate speaker, someone that loves to speak. I'm pretty humble in my approach with life generally. I'm pretty reserved generally. I'm not such an extrovert that, might appear that way on this podcast. But certainly I like to speak and I love to express myself. And I think we all have that desire. Yet when it comes to speaking in front of people, it can, set about this fear, this deeper emotion that scares and puts a lot of us not wanting to do it, not wanting to progress it. So that's certainly me, and I grew up hating, I've talked about it before in the podcast, but I just grew up hating the idea of having to get up and present in front of people. I don't know what it is exactly, whether it's the attention or whether it's just, the fear of failure or stuffing up. But there was something I just didn't like about it. But as I went through my early career stages, I had to, I was forced to speak in front of people. I started finding some passion in it. And when I found the passion was really when I started speaking from the heart, when I started speaking my truth and what I knew and my wisdom. You see, and that's where it really lit this passion up within me, is because previously it wasn't about that. I had to speak on topics that I didn't really have any interest in, and that made it more difficult. So that's my thoughts on speaking. But once you face that fear, and once you stand up there, a fear at the end of the day is something that your mind just creates out of a need for survival. It's based on a survival instinct that we have. But it's also based on our experiences in life. Now, you might not have had a bad experience speaking in front of people, or you may have, and you may base your fear on that. Or you may have seen someone else do it. Or you just may have a fear of standing up in front of crowds and having the eyes all that attention on you. I can relate to all those things, and certainly I have the fear of all those things. But by taking the stage and speaking in front of people and speaking from the heart, I certainly helped myself overcome those fears. And I found this greater passion, and that's what really drives me today. That's what I want to do more of, which is why I do the podcast, which is why I do speaking engagements, which is why I speak virtually on podcasts or conferences. It's just something that just fires me up. And I love the part that I get to just express this truth that is me and what I think. And, not everyone's going to relate to what I say, but some people will. So I encourage you to all find that way to express yourself. Now, that doesn't mean you need to become a speaker or you need to stand up there and publicly speak, but just find a way to express yourself. And some people don't need to do that through public speaking. Some people can do that through their art, through their music, whatever it is. Just find a way to express yourself, because that just ignites something inside of you that just gives you this greater appreciation for life and this greater passion. And that passion can just infect all other aspects of your life as well. So, going back to this book by Dale Carnegie. Now, most of you would know his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, a fantastic read also. I don't think I've done a review of it in this show yet. Maybe I will down the track, but it was a great book, and this book was certainly another great read. I really enjoyed it, and I was surprised because, again, as I said, I picked it up, I found it, I stumbled across it. Dale Carnegie, an author that I was familiar with and loved his work from that other book. And I just started to read it, and it was very relative to me at the time, because I started getting into public speaking at about that point. So as I was reading through this book, I picked up on a lot of new practices, a lot of new ideas and thoughts about how to overcome and really become an effective speaker. And I also picked up on some things that I already resonated with, that I already learned through my own experience of doing it. And it's really insightful. It's really powerful stuff. He talks about the whole idea before you're standing up in front of a crowd speaking, to really take in those deep breaths and really put yourself in that frame of mind. Because if you don't do that, you can often become overwhelmed by these nerves, and that can affect then the quality of your speech. So what I often do is just sit there and sort of have some really deep breaths. And that just helps sort of clear those nerves out and gets me prepared to get on stage. I know some of the greatest speakers do these techniques. They jump up and down behind the stage and really pump themselves up. They might beat their chest or something like that, just to really get their mindset in the positive frame rather than in the negative frame of all those fears and self-doubts that might come up. And from what I hear is that all people that still stand up and speak, even if they're really successful and have done it for many of years, still have some level of nervousness when they do it. The other thing I feel is that you really need to, find that passion, find that topic that you want to speak about, and do the prep work. I can speak off the cuff quite easily, and it's just because I've practiced that way. And I like that technique, but certainly if I'm delivering something that's really important in front of an audience, a live audience especially, I want to have more of that prep work done. Certainly for the podcast, I try and record most of my episodes, my thoughts here, just off the cuff without much preparation. It's thought in my head, so I guess that's preparation, but I don't really write too much down. And that way, I just feel that the message comes out more authentically, and I've been given that feedback as well, so that's the way I want to continue it. Not everyone loves it that way. Some people like it scripted, and really it's up to the individual. Certainly when it comes to speaking and giving a live presentation, I would suggest, you need to have that prep work. Doesn't mean to need to be as thorough. Sometimes I used to find if I did too much thorough prep work and had too much scripts, that I would get more nervous because I think I would forget certain lines. So what it was important was just knowing the elements of what you want to present on and then talking on that topic. And if you're an expert on that topic, if you're very knowledgeable on that topic, it will just flow. And certainly as I've studied in the personal development realm over the past several years, I'm not an expert, like some of the experts out there, but certainly I know a heck of a lot, and I can find myself easily now speaking, whether it's on a podcast or in front of an audience, on a topic with greater ease. And that's just because I know the material better. So not only do I know the material, but I'm also passionate about it. I've got heart behind it. And when you have heart behind what you speak about, it will just flow much more greatly. And I think that's the two lessons. So if you're starting out to speak, don't get up there and think you have to create this magical speech about something that you think the audience wants to listen to, because that might make it more hard for you to actually deliver an effective speech. Find out something that you're interested in and deliver on that. I really think one of the best things you can do is just find out one of your passions and speak on that. And whether your passions is raising backyard chickens or making guacamole or doing the tango, or whether it's some sort of, rocket science sort of complex matter, just find something that you can engage the audience with through the passion. If you can show that energy in what you love and what you do, it will flow from you and the audience will grab onto that message. I heard a lady in a Toastmasters club give it was a guy, a gentleman. He's an engineer, and he gave a speech. I think he's from Spain somewhere. Gave a speech on architecture, and it was just something that I would never really look at, but he was obviously loved the idea of it, and he just delivered it so well, and the message was absorbed, and I learned something. So you just never know what the audience will listen to. But I can tell you, for me, whenever the person that's speaking has good intent, has some truth, has some entertainment value behind it, and delivers it in a simple, uncomplex way, then that's gonna just be absorbed. And that's probably some of the secrets to really delivering a good speech too, is using simple language. Dale Carnegie certainly shares that in this book too. So don't go out there and use, great terminology. We have that need to do this sometimes because we feel it might make us look a little bit more intelligent about the topic that we talk on. If it's natural for you, use it, but don't try and learn new words just for the sake of that delivery. Certainly, I don't use complex language because I don't have that sort of a vocabulary, and I just speak simply. And that seems to allow the message to be communicated with a lot more ease from my end, but also communicated with a lot more ease from the audience that's listening, so they can absorb the message more powerfully. So look, pick up this book. I really loved it. I think if you're starting out speaking, certainly I just encourage you to keep going with the process. But books like this just give you some great ideas, and it's just powerful. Just the simple things like that breathing technique. It's something that you may not think about, but if you just can put yourself in that position right before your speech, just to do some deep breaths, you may not get the chance to be backstage and pumping yourself up. It might just be in that environment, like a Toastmasters group, and that's fine. Just sit there at the table and do some deep breaths, and then jump up there, and then put your energy into it, put your heart into it, and speak from that heart, and you will find that things will just flow. And if you're not too scripted, if you just know the elements what you want to talk about, if you make a mistake, you're not going to make a mistake really, because I think you'll just flow through it. But when you're scripted and you make a mistake, just pause, have a breath. And again, it comes back to that pause and the breath. Have a little breath and then just keep going. Don't start to think about what the audience is thinking. Just close your eyes and have a breath. I remember I did that once in a group setting where I had quite a big audience, and I forgot one of my next things that I wanted to talk on. And I just paused, and I had a really long pause, and usually that'd freak me out a little bit more, but I just didn't think about what the audience was doing. I just sort of closed my eyes and just allowed the last message to think in, and that's sort of the angle I approached it from. I thought, well, if I'm pausing now, at least that gives them time to reflect and think about the genre or the topic that I'm talking on. And it felt like a long time at the time, but it wasn't that long in essence, and it really allowed me to gain clarity and regain focus so I could keep delivering a strong message. And I didn't feel nervous or anything. So it was just that pause, not trying to force myself to figure it out and say something and mumble on the spot, just simply stopping and pausing. And no matter those eyes on you, just close your eyes, tune out for a second, and regain that clarity in your own mind. So guys, anyway, that's enough of me speaking about speaking. So check it out. Check out my review. I'll put this this blog that I've written on this book up in the show notes there, so you can check that out at thehiddenwhy.com. Certainly, I'd recommend picking this book up if you can find it. I'll try and stick the link to it in the show notes there, so you can buy it through Amazon. It really helps support the show, guys. So if you're a listener to the show and you make Amazon purchases, just try and remember me when you're doing that, because you can purchase anything through the links there, through my Amazon links, and that just helps, again, support the show. We've also got a deal with Audible, so you can sign up for 2 free Audible books if you're not already a member, and that's a 30-day trial. You get to keep them if you decide not to continue there. So check it out, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Share it with your network. Make sure you signed up to the podcast and also thehiddenwhy.com. There's plenty of freebies in the resources section there as well for you to check out, including the Discovery Questionnaire. If you're looking to discover your why, and that's what it's all about here at The Hidden Why, check out that questionnaire. It's a free downloadable workbook that you can work through at your leisure, and it might help you just question some of the big things that are important to you and help you sort of use that as your guiding compass to walk through the life and take the journey that is more truly your own. So thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, peace, passion, and purpose. Speak soon.
Thanks for listening to the Hidden Why podcast, where it's all about living life with passion. For all the latest news and updates, please subscribe online to thehiddenwhy.com.
There you go, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed this book review today. Dale Carnegie, great read. Really, really surprising read, as I already said. So I'm not going to repeat myself. Guys, we are sponsored by Global Office Assistance. I've just recently written and launching a book called Your Virtual Freedom. It's a short read. It's not a huge read, but it's really about the inspiration and motivation to, looking at using outsourced workers to delegate more of those tasks to, so you can free up more of your time. I'm going to be offering that book to anyone that's a member at The Hidden Why very shortly, so keep your eye out for that. If you're not already a member at thehiddenwhy.com, go there now and just put your details in, sign up. You can get a free book when you sign up, and there's some other free resources there too. I do once a week emails, so nothing too bombarding, but certainly if you're interested in getting a free copy of this book, I'm going to be doing it for a short, limited amount of time, so take me up on that offer. Guys, these guys are Global Office Assistants, who I am a founding member of. Do great work. They outsource, they resource and find great workers that can help you in your life so you can focus on the bigger ideas and get more done. Certainly that's where I started, and time is of an essence, and the greatest leaders know that they can't do everything alone, so it's good to have a team of people around you. Sometimes it's hard to justify the expense, but so that's where virtual assistants come in. They're based in the Philippines, very affordable, do great work, and can do a lot of work. Certainly things that they do for me that I couldn't really be bothered with, or I don't know much about. I'm not the expert in that area. You name it. I mean, they just do some beautiful work, and I'm so appreciative to have my guys that help me out. And I would love to, fix you guys up and set you up. You can check out globalofficeassistance.com and click on the links there, and you can create a time to, set an appointment to have a consultation where we can discuss how they might benefit you and even give you a trial run with one of them as well. So check that out. Guys, that's it from me today. You know what to do. You need to go out there and breathe more passion into everything you do. You need to live with greater purpose, and in doing so, you'll discover your hidden why. This is The Hidden Why. My name is Lee Martin, signing out.
Thanks for listening to the Hidden Why podcast, where it's all about living life with passion. For all the latest news and updates, please subscribe online, thehiddenwhy.com. This is The Hidden Why.
THY crew, are you looking to discover your hidden why? Then take me up on this opportunity. It's a one-on-one complimentary coaching call valued at $250, where we chat and define your hidden why and the action steps that you can take to help living towards the life you truly desire. Guys, there's a limited amount of spaces available. What you can do is jump onto thehiddenwhy.com, go to the coaching tab, press the link, and then schedule a time that suits you. Would love to chat with you soon.